Hi, today's February the 23rd, and we're beginning our fifth book in the Bible reading plan. Can you guess which book it is? It's Numbers. Well, in the description of this video, you'll find a link to the Bible Project's overview on the book of Numbers. So please take some time to check that out. Our reading today covers chapters 1 and 2, but we're going to take a little time for a brief look at the structure of the book just to establish some context for Numbers. Back in Genesis, we ended up in Egypt with the nation of Israel settling in the land of Goshen. In Exodus, we saw the nation of Israel freed from slavery and led out of Egypt to Mount Sinai. And the people witnessed the mighty powers of God throughout the entire trip to Sinai. And they camped at the mountain for about a year, and during that time the law was given and the tabernacle was constructed. In Leviticus, the priestly order and all the ordinances and statutes were established. And God called this people to be holy because he himself was holy, and the tabernacle was completed. And God began to relate directly to his people by dwelling among them. This brings us to Numbers. And we're still at Mount Sinai, and the nation is here till about midway through chapter 10. And from there, the nation heads out traveling through the wilderness of Paran. And a lot of things happen during that time, which will be covered in future readings, but it's going to be interesting. They remain in the wilderness for relatively a short number of chapters, but the time span covers about 39 years, all the way up to chapter 21. A lot of things happen in these chapters, including a very bad decision that Moses makes that prevents him from entering the promised land. Chapter 22 finds the people moving into the plains of Moab after a whole generation of people have died off and they prepare to enter the promised land. Some of the people even begin to settle east of the Jordan River. So Numbers follows the journey of the nation of Israel from Sinai to the very gates of the promised land. But before they can possess the land, Moses will have to teach this new generation of people all the laws that they're to keep. And that's what the book of Deuteronomy covers. And it's not until the book of Joshua that we see the nation cross over into the promised land. So what happens in these first two chapters of Numbers? Chapter 1, God orders Moses to number the people. This is where we get the name for the book. In addition, numbering all the people, leaders were established for each tribe, and leaders were established for each group of 3 tribes that were made up. All the men were numbered from age 20 years and older and up that were able to go to war. The total was 603,550, but the Levites were excluded. Levi had another job to do. They were to serve God in the tabernacle. So a conservative estimate of the number of people in the nation of Israel at this time is about 2.4 to 3 million people. Now put that in perspective. Oklahoma City metro area only has about 1.4 million people as of the 2020 census. So the armies of each tribe were established, and the Levites were in charge of the tabernacle, transporting it through all their journeys and serving God in the tabernacle. So in chapter 2, God sets the order of the camp. Until now, the tabernacle had been somewhere outside the camp, but now it's right in the center of the camp. So around the tabernacle are all the Levites in close proximity to their duties, and surrounding them were the rest of the tribes. You had Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun to the east. They had 183,000 men. Reuben, Simeon, and Gad to the south, about 151,000. Ephraim, Manasseh, and Benjamin to the west, about 108,000, and Dan, Asher, and Naphtali to the north, 153,000. So the camp was oriented also east or west to east, which made the east the head of the camp. It makes sense to put the bulk of your forces at the head with about an equal number on your flanks, and your rear guard making up the smallest number because it was your sides and your front that would most likely attack while you were moving through the land. And that's where we end today. So don't miss the book of Numbers. Some of the best stories in the Bible are found in this book, so please don't miss it. Also, don't forget to check out that video for the overview that's in the description. And if you haven't done so already, Please like this video and subscribe to our channel, and share this channel and these videos with other people you may know. This can be a great tool for helping people build a daily habit of reading God's Word. So we'll see you back here tomorrow for more in the book of Numbers.